Welcome to the Small Business Report with your co-host, Carl Brown, the Executive Director of the DC Small Business Development Center, and Sharrarne Morton. They're bringing you all the tools you need to succeed. Stay tuned for expert advice for business owners, subject matter experts, and government agencies on how to start, grow, and finance your business right here at HUR Voices on Sirius XM, Channel 141. The Small Business Report will be right back with a show you don't want to miss after these messages.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, are you a small or mid-sized business? Let BDPAtoday.com help you leverage emerging technologies and digital innovations to transform your business.
BDPAtoday.com will highlight your organization's innovations, solutions, and success stories. Let BDPAtoday.com publish your branded videos, blogs, and photos to a national tech industry audience and assist with your awareness building campaign. With BDPAtoday.com, you can network with qualified and certified tech professionals and get access to developers, gamers, hackers, and interns to join your team for short or long-term projects.
Visit BDPAtoday.com for true digital transformation that will drive competitive advantage to your organization.
That's BDPAtoday.com.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts, Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton.
Welcome to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141, HUR Voices.
Yes.
And it is a wonder and a pleasure to be here.
Yes,
this is Carl Brown, your host, and in the house with me today is
your co-host and sidekick, Sharrarne Morton with MortonMediaTV.com. Yes, it's a pleasure to be alive, isn't it, Carl?
Oh,
it's a blessing.
Kicking.
Yes, yes.
Boy,
and you guys have done so much, right, Carl, at the DC Small Business Development Center. You guys do a lot to help small business owners.
We're going to get into that, but, we're doing our regular, no cost confidential counseling. Everything's virtual. So you don't have to worry about coming into somebody's office and sitting across the table from them face to face.
And this can be a business that's just starting or somebody that's thinking about going into business.
Yeah, you could just be thinking about going into business. But we're seeing a lot of mature businesses have been around 5 to 10 years coming into the office or signing up for services rather. To get like a refresh or to reboot, especially during this pandemic. I mean, people are looking for fresh ideas, and we have a whole cadre of counselors. I hired 15 new counselors with all kinds of disciplines. So, folks are signing up by the boatload, and I appreciate it. And they're getting what they need. So,
yeah.
And
then if they're Go ahead, Carl. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say if they, we do a lot of virtual workshops and loan package review, industry research, and we're dealing a lot with international trade.
And all of this is free or low cost,
free.
Right? That is amazing.
We're not even charging for anything right now as far as the workshops. Because, the pandemic has put a strain on everyone's budgets. And we don't want that to be an issue on not, attending a workshop. Now, our confidential counseling has always been free. And that's, the SBA pays for that for you. Those are your tax dollars at work. So you don't have to worry about paying for the counseling, whether you are a startup or in concept or you've been around 20 years. The SBA is paying for that for you.
Well, we're almost out of time before we get to our first segment. But if you're not in the DC area, you can go to Americas with an S, SBDC.org. Is it, Carl?
Yes, SBDC.org. Americas, SBDC.org. And that's Americas with an S, SBDC.org. And you can find a local SBDC near you in Houston, Texas, Brooklyn, New York, Seattle, Washington,
anywhere in the
Long
country.
Beach, California,
Yeah,
Puerto Rico.
We gotta go to break. We gotta go to break, folks. But anyway, we will be right back after these messages here on the Small Business Report on Sirius XM Channel 141, HUR Voices. Computer systems in cars are the new normal, from electronically controlled transmissions to dozens of sensors. So when something breaks, it could cost a fortune. That's why I have CarShield. CarShield has affordable protection plans that can save you thousands for a covered repair, including computers and electronics. The people at CarShield understand payment flexibility is a must. Monthly plans can be customized to your needs with rates as low as $99 a month. No long-term contracts. At CarShield, you get to choose your favorite mechanic or dealership, and CarShield takes care of the rest. They offer complimentary 24/7 roadside assistance and a rental car while yours is being repaired. CarShield has helped over 1 million customers. For as low as $99 a month, you can protect yourself from surprises and save thousands for a covered repair. Call 800-CAR-6000 and mention code REPORT, or visit carshield.com and use code REPORT to save 10%. That's carshield.com, code REPORT. A deductible may apply. Are you a business owner and your business needs a boost? Are you ready to build or grow a profitable business that delivers new clients and customers to you every month? Have your business highlighted on a national radio show or TV network. Let MortonMediaTV.com help you get the maximum exposure your business deserves so that you can get the customers you need. MortonMediaTV.com will help you start or grow your business rapidly through the power of TV and radio. You can reach hundreds of thousands of viewers and listeners who want to buy your product or service. At MortonMediaTV.com, our mission is to teach business owners how to use the media to their benefit. You can become a thriving entrepreneur and achieve the financial freedom you've always dreamed about. Go to MortonMediaTV.com and get your business on TV or radio for the maximum exposure you deserve and the customers you need. That's MortonMediaTV.com.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, this is your host, Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton. Are you a growing small or mid-sized government contractor ready to reduce your back office costs? Do you want to maximize your compliance and minimize risk managing contracts? Move your business to the next level of success with At-Work Systems.
At-Work's OneLink solution provides electronic self-services to every employee, greatly reducing frustrating paperwork. Your managers get out-of-the-box processes that increases productivity, improves control, and eliminates surprises. And most importantly, your executives get the real-time data and analysis needed to make better decisions.
Take it from us here on the Small Business Report on SiriusXM. Let At-Work Systems streamline your back office and save you money while doing it.
Visit exploreatwork.com now and receive your free demo and business assessment. That's exploreatwork.com.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141. Again, this is your host Carl Brown, and I got in the studio with me Sharrarne Morton of Morton Media TV.
Yeah.
So, Sharrarne, a lot of people have been asking me, what is a SBDC? What is a Small Business Development Center?
Yeah.
And I always
because even businesses don't know. Small business owners don't know.
A lot of them don't know.
Yeah.
I wish they did. And that, and that's part of the reason that we're fortunate enough to have the radio show that, they folks thought enough to say, hey, you know what? More people need to know about the services that you provide, and the best way is to do a radio show.
That's right.
So we're here on the radio, Sirius XM Channel 141, and we appreciate every minute of every day that we're on here to provide quality information to people all around the nation.
That's right.
So, and the good thing is that we have small business development centers in every state, and again, Guam, American Samoa, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
So
And so small business owners or people even thinking about going into business, they don't have to pay someone to help them. They can come right to a small business development center near them and get all the help that they need to start
Get all
that
that
business.
help.
A business plan. I mean, so many.
We work with them whether they want a traditional business plan, the Canvas business plan. You know, that's our bread and butter. I mean, if you're looking for projections, financial projections to, if you're going for a loan, a government loan or a loan with your bank, they want to know how you're going to pay the thing back. And then we can work with you on the financial projections. We work with you on, how to install, QuickBooks or, some kind of system that you would need to help you with your accounting.
And you also even help small businesses or medium-sized businesses who are doing business with the government. You help them in that regard too, right?
Yeah. We work with a lot of government contractors. Work with them on getting on GSA schedule. We work with them on, submitting their bids and proposals. We work with them on networking with the federal government, state and local government.
And this is all free as well, right?
All
Carl?
free.
That's just amazing to me that these small business development centers are all around the country and you have free access to professionals. Your staff and all these staffs around the country are professionals. Many of them are former or current business owners themselves. So they know what you're going through.
Exactly.
And owning a business period is not easy. There's lots of challenges. We've had so many guests on our shows that have told us about the many challenges they've faced being a small business owner. But with a small business development center near you, they will help you to get through those challenges that you're bound to face, right, Carl?
For free. Look, Carl, you can't beat it.
You
can't. At the end of the day, people always question, if it's free, they must be dummies, don't know anything. Well, I'll put my team up against any Fortune 500 company because I got like I said, I got tax attorneys, I got CPAs, I got regular attorneys, intellectual property attorneys. I have folks that have been in retail 30 years or better, own restaurants that can help you with your restaurant. I mean, we got it all. We have folks that are working with you on your government contracts that have been in that arena, that are in that arena.
Yeah.
Have a GSA schedule.
That's right. And can tell you how to get on the GSA schedule. Tell you how
to get on there. This, and it's a daunting task. Yes, it is.
Yes,
but you have free help to get you what you want.
And listen, we're in the middle of a pandemic. A lot of people's jobs are not coming back. A lot of companies have shut down. You might just have to open a small business to survive, right, Carl? You might just have to turn your passion into a business in order to survive.
That's right. And let me tell you, I don't know what happened, but recently we had 13 companies sign up in one day.
What do you mean, 13 companies?
13 companies sign up. We usually get for services.
Wow.
In one day. Usually we get, 2, 3, 4, maybe.
Right.
13, that is a record.
And what does that tell you? That tells you what's going on out here, that people are saying, hey, if I don't have a job to go back to, I still have to feed my family. Let me start a business. And coming to any small business development center around the country will help. What kind of tips do you have for our listeners, Carl?
Let me before I get into that, let's talk about disaster recovery relief. We have all these hurricanes hitting and, Louisiana,
fires,
Mississippi,
we got
fires in California and all this stuff, earthquakes and all that. Those impact small businesses, all right?
Right, yeah.
We have every SBDC has a disaster recovery team.
Wow.
All right? So we work with you on getting that funding that you need right away when disaster strikes. So, no one else is out there doing that. We're there for you.
What do you
So
mean
if
funding? You mean like loans from the government or
SBA
from banks?
loans. I mean,
SBA
we
loans,
work with
grants.
you on all that, all of the loan papers to get you a loan through disaster recovery. Like the EIDL loan and grant is just that.
Right.
It is this. The economic injury disaster loan. All right. And so it tells you disaster right there in the name of it.
Right.
So we help you with that. I mean, in fact, we did over $4 million in 2 months.
Wow. Where you were helping these businesses fill out these loan packages.
Fill out the loan packages. We helped 23 businesses get $4 million in 2 months.
Wow.
All
you
right?
can't beat that. And you did it for free.
For free. For free. We don't charge anything.
Right,
And,
right.
So, when you think of disaster, I mean, now my counterparts in Louisiana and Mississippi and Florida, they always, hit by hurricanes.
Right.
They have, like in Florida, they have mobile home units. These are RVs that have been turned into mobile offices that they go to the disaster sites and set up. So if your say your restaurant, bar, your retail was impacted by the hurricane, the roof was ripped off, your inventory's no good anymore. These guys are professionals. They will help you get the funding that you need and help you get back on the road to recovery so that there's prosperity in your future.
And it doesn't even have to be, you don't have to be a restaurateur or any of that. You could be a home-based business and have been impacted. You could be a home-based business. Right, yeah. Because there are so many business owners, small business owners who, their home is their business. It is based, in their home. So that's good to know. We only have 2 more minutes before this segment is over, Carl.
Okay, well, let me go through 3 tips that I read recently out of Forbes magazine, right?
Okay. This is tips for business owners.
For small business owners, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So they were saying that you should make the experience of, how everybody's online, e-commerce, you should make that experience that easy and simple in your place of business, in your brick and mortar, by installing and using touch-free technology payments like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and pay by, tap and pay by credit card. That's one. 2, they were talking about, now this goes back to the old days, offering credit to some of your customers that know but don't have, may not have a credit card because we're in the middle of a pandemic. And they may need to get a couple of, some shirts maybe or some groceries. And they're saying that if you're a small business owner, maybe you can extend credit where they're not using the credit card or even paying you. They will come and pay you later for the products that or services you give them today. And then the last one is using your network to find new products and services and customers using your network,
to find customers and products and services. Okay, well,
exactly.
We can pick up a little bit more on the other side of the break.
I want to talk about banking when we come back.
Yeah, that's some, and you can always go to the smallbusinessreport.biz, and there's a lot of information on our website that reviews some of what we're talking about. So we'll be right back here on the Small Business Report on Sirius XM Channel 141, HUR Voices. Hey, Small Business Report listeners. We've said goodbye to summer and it's time for things to get back to our everyday autumn groove. With so much changing around us, it's difficult to find that extra time for you. With Plexiderm, all you need is 10 minutes and you can look 10 years younger. Plexiderm is a clinically studied serum that gives your appearance the right kind of changes. Visibly reduce wrinkles, fine lines, and even under eye bags in minutes. Take up to 10 years off your appearance in less than 10 minutes. The results will last for hours. Try a 6-application trial pack for just $14.95 with free shipping when you visit try Plexiderm.com or call 800-685-1292 and use the code SMALL. This order comes with free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Make those wrinkles, lines, and under-eye bags disappear with Plexiderm. Visit tryplexiderm.com or call 800-685-1292 and say the code SMALL at checkout. Get ready for skincare and makeup that will heal your mind, body, and soul. SkinDeepBeautyStore.com is a totally organic and vegan skincare and makeup line that you'll love using, because what you put on your body is just as important as what you put in it. Choose from our organic moisturizers, anti-aging serums, natural and fruit-based scrubs, masks, lipsticks, and glosses. No more worries about harsh chemicals being absorbed into your skin. It's time to commit to your health and wellness. SkinDeepBeautyStore.com is your one-stop, cruelty-free skincare and makeup shop with safe and environmentally friendly ingredients for the love of you. Visit us at SkinDeepBeautyStore.com. That's SkinDeepBeautyStore.com.
Do you need expert advice from successful business leaders on how to start, grow, and finance your business? Tune in every week to the Small Business Report at HUR Voices on Sirius XM Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton. The Small Business Report gives you, the small business owner, and those thinking about starting a business, expert advice from successful business leaders around the country. Visit us at smallbusinessreport.biz and like us on Facebook. The Small Business Report, giving you the tools you need to succeed. This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141, HUR Voices.
So, Carl, you were giving some. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Carl. You were giving some tips to our audience. You said that you got from Forbes magazine for small business owners.
Yeah.
I had a quick question about one of your tips where you were saying offer credit to your customers. You mean, how do you know if you'll be able to get paid back? How do you know your customers aren't going through a hard time and they might not be able to afford to pay you back?
I'm pretty sure they are going through a hard time if they asking and you are extending credit. I mean, remember in the old days where you had the general store and the guy kept a ledger on, Brown family, I gave him 2 loaves of bread and some bologna or whatever. That's what they're talking about, because, people are, if you're unemployed and maybe you're waiting on that unemployment check, and there's a lot of people in that predicament. I mean, just in the state of Maryland, they had 16,000 people had to wait while they cleaned up, a lot of fraud that was going on, or people trying to perpetrate that they were unemployed, but they really weren't. And they weren't even from America and all this other stuff. Yeah. I mean, so you might have been impacted with that, but you still got to eat. Yeah. And if you have a relationship with, a local store, convenience store, or whatever, because I'm sure the Safeway and Giant not going to extend this.
I was going to say, I don't think so.
But that's why they said small busineses.
But your little mom and pop store or somewhere,
your little mom and pop store, you go in there and say, well, hey, can I get, say it's a carry out, and, say, well, I don't have any money. Maybe you can, put on my tab, a couple of lunch specials or whatever. Right, yeah. And they do it. I mean, because you've been going in there 5 years. Exactly. And now, it's just courtesy. I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, I would just extend that courtesy, because I know it's difficult, and especially when you got little kids that, you want to give them what you got.
And it's all about relationships. And you were going to be talking to everybody about relationships with their banks and why that's so important.
Right. So recently I was interviewed by the Wall Street Journal, and they were asking about, why Black businesses didn't get a lot of the
idle
bank
money
loans and all that, or why it took so long for them to get it. And I said, well, one of the things is that why it took them so long is because I can't say with a broad brush, this is the reason, but we know because we work with a lot of small businesses, Black-owned businesses, that one of the reasons that it was difficult for them to get it is because they had no relationship with the bank that they were even banking with.
Right. Yeah.
And if you, we had Shanari Ashley on from M&T a while back, and she talked about invite your banker to your ribbon cutting. Invite your banker to different events that you have in your business, not just going there once a week or once a month with your payroll and that's it. They don't know you. Have a discussion, sit down, have a relationship, establish a relationship, take them out to lunch, something. And, especially if you're trying to bank with them, and ask them, what are some of the things that I can do to improve my financial position, and they can sit there and talk to you about that, And
they can also help you if you're trying to get a loan and you may be just short or just shy of whatever the say you need a certain credit number,
certain score or whatever.
Yeah, and if you're just a couple of points shy of that score, they may be able to say, okay, well, I know this person, I know their business. Let's just go ahead and give them this loan. It's all about relationships, like you said. Yeah,
exactly. And that's what makes the difference.
That makes all the difference, Carl. I mean, I'm a small business owner too. We always talk about it. And, because I had a relationship, a lot of small businesses don't know. Maybe you don't want to, you can't get a loan, but you can get a line of credit in many instances, especially if you have a relationship with your bank.
Right. And here's the other thing. So a lot of small businesses, when they bring us their application, their loan papers, we look at them and say, well, this whole section is missing. Why is that? And they go, oh, I didn't know they needed that. Well, it wouldn't be on the application if they didn't need it.
Right.
So it's the completeness of your application. So if you're one of 50 applications I got on my desk and I'm under pressure to get this money out to the businesses, which one am I going to approve? The one that's complete.
The one that's complete. And I think what's Rod's last name from
Rod
the small
Johnson.
business? Rod Johnson talked about the loan applications, the small business administration's loans that you were just talking about, the disaster recovery loans, and how he was, they were trying to get the money out the door as quickly as possible. But those small business owners who left their applications incomplete. They weren't processed, remember?
No.
They got an email that said your application was incomplete. We can't process this loan or this grant for you.
And they got 4 or 5 million applications.
4 or 5 million. Imagine how much money these small businesses are missing out on because they didn't complete a section.
Didn't complete. Yeah.
And they could have brought it to you, the Small Business Development Center, or any Small Business Development Center.
And we would have worked with them to make sure it was complete before we submit. That's why I always say we at 100%. We get money.
What do you mean?
And the reason why we get the money is we do the work up front.
You mean you get 100% of the time you get the money for your small business clients.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even if we can, say you don't qualify at the bank, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But we work with CDFIs, Community Development Financial Institutions, CDFIs.
Does that mean their threshold is a little bit lower? You don't have
their threshold is a little bit lower.
Okay.
And and you may want $150,000 and their cap is $50,000.
Right.
But you still getting money.
Right.
So you're still you're still being helped with your financial resources at that point. So at the end of the day, we're at 100%. Come and see us because we can help you. And SBDCs across the country, we're doing over, a couple billion a year with all of it collectively. And, so we're doing something right.
What do you
And
mean?
we
You're getting a couple of $1 billion a year for your small business
for
clients.
our small business nationwide.
And these clients nationwide are getting these services for free.
For free.
So they're coming to you. You're helping them to complete these loan packages or these grant packages or whatever it is that they're trying to do.
And introduce them to the banks.
You introduce them to the banks.
Oh yeah, and we are a part of the entire process.
Yeah.
So we sit down and talk to the bank with them, whether it's virtual or back in the day before the COVID. We would meet with them.
And
the bank and the business.
And a lot of times you all have a relationship. The small business development centers have relationships with these banks and these credit unions and these community development, is it institutions?
Financial institutions.
Yeah. You have relationships with these people. So you are introducing small business owners to these folks so that they too can have a relationship with them.
That's right. That's right.
You can't beat that with a stick. All of this for free. You just can't beat it, Carl.
No, and we help you understand why, that these relationships are important. And it's not just important with your bank, but also your supply chain. Because we have seen supply chain disruption across the country. And I've been a victim of it. I ran out of ink on my printer, and I went over to Office Depot, no ink. I went to Walmart, no ink. I went to Best Buy, no ink. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, I need to print out some documents and sign them and scan them and all that. Couldn't do it. So what happened, I went online, bought the ink, and then guess what?
What?
Another supply chain disruption.
What do you mean? You couldn't get it online?
Oh no, I was able to get it, but the time it took to mail it to me.
Oh yeah.
that was another thing.
That's the case for everyone.
For everyone. Yeah. So I mean, that's just my ink story.
Right. But everybody's got a story.
That's right, because
I got a bicycle story. I can't find a bicycle anywhere.
You and everybody else. I mean, no one can find a bicycle. That's right. Supply chain disruption.
We gotta wrap it up, Carl, as we only have 30 seconds left. So what would you tell people to do to go to? What
Come
website?
to the SBDC.org or Americas with an S, SBDC.org, and we will help you with all of your business needs. So
that's
whether it's marketing, cybersecurity, finance, whatever, we can help you.
Okay, folks, so please stay tuned. We will be right back after these messages. Carl, as usual, you have great information to give to small business owners. I'm a small business owner. You've had great information for me, so it's just been wonderful being your co-host. But we will be right back after these messages here on the Small Business Report on Sirius XM Channel 141 HUR Voices.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, are you a small or mid-sized business? Let BDPAtoday.com help you leverage emerging technologies and digital innovations to transform your business.
BDPAtoday.com will highlight your organization's innovations, solutions, and success stories. Let BDPAtoday.com publish your branded videos, blogs, and photos to a national tech industry audience and assist with your awareness building campaign. With BDPAtoday.com, you can network with qualified and certified tech professionals and get access to developers, gamers, hackers, and interns to join your team for short or long-term projects.
Visit BDPAtoday.com for true digital transformation that will drive competitive advantage to your organization.
That's BDPAtoday.com. Computer systems in cars are the new normal, from electronically controlled transmissions to dozens of sensors. So when something breaks, it could cost a fortune. That's why I have CarShield. CarShield has affordable protection plans that can save you thousands for a covered repair, including computers and electronics. The people at CarShield understand payment flexibility is a must. Monthly plans can be customized to your needs with rates as low as $99 a month. No long-term contracts. At CarShield, you get to choose your favorite mechanic or dealership, and CarShield CarShield takes care of the rest. They offer complimentary 24/7 roadside assistance and a rental car while yours is being repaired. CarShield has helped over 1 million customers. For as low as $99 a month, you can protect yourself from surprises and save thousands for a covered repair. Call 800-CAR-6000 and mention code REPORT, or visit carshield.com and use code REPORT to save 10%. That's carshield.com, code REPORT. A deductible may apply.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141. We are so fortunate to have William J. McBurrow. You've heard him on the show before because cybersecurity is one thing. The criminals are working overtime, folks.
They sure are.
The criminals are stealing all our money, and William is going to help us understand how we can stop the criminals from getting through the trap door, the front door, the window, the side door, the garage door. They coming in every door you got. Believe me, the stories of people being ripped off through cyberspace are endless because the criminals are working overtime because everybody's at home now and the level of security on each person's system is different. And then some people's systems, there's no security at all.
Yeah.
So William, let me just tell you, William has a MSIA, a CISSP, a CRISC, a CISA, and a CEH. Now,
okay,
I don't know
Carl,
what all that means.
I was going to say, Carl.
But we can get, it'll take William about another hour to tell us what all that means. But we're going to get right into the whole cybersecurity thing because this brother got a lot of credentials, and that's why we got him on the show because he could break it down for all of us to help, protect ourselves from all this cybersecurity.
Welcome, William, again.
Yeah.
And it's your
Thank
McGlobal Tech. McGlobal Tech. Is that the name of your company?
So MC Global Tech, yes.
MC Global Tech. Do you have a
Global
website?
Tech.
You have a website, William?
I do. Our website is www.mcglobaltech.com.
Okay, easy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what are the biggest cybersecurity threats facing small businesses today?
So, Carl, what I can tell you is that there's a lot of research in this area, right? But what we're saying year over year is like today, the biggest cybersecurity threats facing small businesses is ransomware, right? So ransomware is where
we talked about that.
A cyber attacker can essentially lock up a company's system and hold it for ransom and say, pay me. Right, or you have no access to your systems, no access to your files, right? Wow. Typically, small businesses and most organizations that get attacked by ransomware get attacked via phishing emails, right?
Right.
Which is another big threat against small businesses, where you receive an email from someone purporting to be something or someone you trust, with an attachment or a link, and you click on that link, and within seconds, essentially your systems are infected, and whether it's some other type of malware, and typically now a lot of ransomware. The other two areas that I think really target small business today is just basic, data leakage, right? Companies that aren't encrypting their, mobile devices, they are encrypting their laptops or their portable drives, and they get lost. And with that, they're losing business information, client information, and lastly, what is called insider threats, right? Most often than not, small businesses fall victims to actions from their own employees, right? Mm-hmm. Now, it could be, malicious from, disgruntled employees stealing your information and sharing it. Or oftentimes what I've found is that just basically, carelessness, right? Employees aren't trained enough. They're not monitored and managed properly. And that can lead to a lot of, cyber incidents.
Yeah. Wow. That's so scary. Every time we talk about this, Carl, cybersecurity. It's so scary. And William, before we got on this subject earlier, before we got into the show, Carl was talking about what was going on with Cash App. Carl, repeat what you were saying about the whole Cash App situation.
I've heard from several people that they were ripped off through the Cash App, and actually saw a video where like a news channel had actually tried to get in touch with Cash App, but they couldn't because they don't have a phone, they have an email. So you got to send them an email and all this. So people, small businesses are being wiped out of their cash through the Cash App, and they're not being able to recover that funding, or they haven't yet, because I haven't, the Consumer Reporter video that I saw, they had no success at that time for the small businesses who were victimized through the Cash App. So, I mean, these things are people try, use them for, convenience, but at this point in time, they're not really convenient to us.
And during the pandemic, you're trying to conduct as much touchless business and services as possible. So Cash App is one of those platforms that you can use as a small business owner. But if it's connected to your small business account, then cybersecurity criminals can, in fact, wipe out your small business account. Is that right, William?
No, I think that's absolutely right. And I hadn't heard that particular story, but what you're finding, especially now during the pandemic, is that businesses now need to find ways to operate outside of their sort of normal mode of operations, right? And typically that means going online, using online services. So a business before that would expect, clients to come in and pay by cash or even pay by, credit cards, may pivot to using Cash App or some other service that they're not used to. And that tends to lead to a lot of vulnerabilities, right? And what we found is that what business owners tend to do is they tend to migrate to services that they're most familiar with and comfortable using primarily for non-business reasons, right? And now they're leaning on all of these various online softwares and applications, some of which may not be appropriate for the kinds of information you need to share between you and your client, right? You see that a lot, especially in the healthcare space, right? Because one of the things that we've seen in the past few years is that the healthcare industry has become the most targeted industry now for cyber criminals. Right?
Really, I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Even more so than financial services. And the reason for that is that if someone get access to your credit card, right? You call the bank, you say, "Hey, my credit card got stolen or lost." Right? They cancel those fees. They cancel the card. They issue you a new card. The value of that card to a cyber criminal decreases instantly.
Right.
But within your healthcare record is the most immutable record of your identity. Right. So if I want to steal your identity and I get access to your healthcare records, you can't change who you are, your date of birth. Right? Your place of birth, your actual identity information, you can't really change that. So on the hacker black market today, your healthcare record sells up to 20 times more than a financial record.
Wow.
Because that's much more valuable and that's much more targeted. And, the reason I brought this up now is that because of the pandemic, a lot of healthcare providers are now switching to, online means of capturing health information, even capturing payment information.
That's right.
Right. And a lot of them aren't really doing this securely. Like I had an experience where, I had to take my daughter to see a doctor, and they sent me all of these forms via email and say, hey, fill out these forms and email them back to us, right? Personal identifiable information, payment information. I'm like, of course I'm not going to do that, right? Yeah. But how many other patients did do that?
Right.
And,
right.
Yeah. And part of the challenge, hundreds, right? And part of the
thousands,
challenge that,
I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cross country.
If you have a small business owner, right, or an entrepreneur enter their personal information on, say, social media, right? That puts them at risk. But if you're dealing with a small business owner that has hundreds or thousands of customers, their mishaps put all of those customers at risk. And we all, depend on small businesses, right? All of the healthcare specialists or financial specialists or tax specialists, all these are small businesses, right? And they all have your information, mine as well. And that's a pretty scary thing.
But William, a few years ago, Target and some other corporations had data leaks. And every year you hear about a company accidentally leaking data, or there was, somebody got into their data. I'm still getting emails from different companies and corporations about a data breach. I mean, I kind of throw my hands up because I think we've all been victims.
Hey,
what
Small Business Report listeners, we've said goodbye to summer, and it's time for things to get back to our everyday autumn groove. With so much changing around us, it's difficult to find that extra time for you. With
it's been going on.
10 minutes.
It happens so often now that it's no longer a big splash because it's still
right.
Right.
Yeah.
For those of us in the space.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We got to pick this up on the other side of the break. I apologize. I should have waited to ask that question, but we'll be right back after these
free shipping when you visit tryplexiderm.com or call 800-685-1292 and use the code SMALL. This order comes with free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Make those wrinkles, lines, and under-eye bags disappear with Plexiderm. Visit tryplexiderm.com or call 800-685-1292 and say the code SMALL at checkout.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, it's your host, Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton. Are you a growing, small or mid-sized government contractor ready to reduce your back office costs? Do you want to maximize your compliance and minimize risk managing contracts? Move your business to the next level of success with At-Work Systems.
At-Work's OneLink solution provides electronic self-services to every employee, greatly reducing frustrating paperwork. Your managers get out-of-the-box processes that increases productivity, improves control, and eliminates surprises. And most importantly, your executives get the real-time data and analysis needed to make better decisions.
Take it from us here on the Small Business Report on SiriusXM. Let At-Work Systems streamline your back office and save you money while doing it.
Visit exploreatwork.com now and receive your free demo and business assessment. That's exploreatwork.com. Are you a business owner and your business needs a boost? Are you ready to build or grow a profitable business that delivers new clients and customers to you every month? Have your business highlighted on a national radio show or TV network. Let MortonMediaTV.com help you get the maximum exposure your business deserves so that you can get the customers you need. MortonMediaTV.com will help you start or grow your business rapidly through the power of TV and radio. You can reach hundreds of thousands of viewers and listeners who want to buy your product or service. At MortonMediaTV.com, our mission is to teach business owners how to use the media to their benefit. You can become a thriving entrepreneur and achieve the financial freedom you've always dreamed about. Go to MortonMediaTV.com and get your business on TV or radio for the maximum exposure you deserve and the customers you need. That's MortonMediaTV.com.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton.
And we're back here on the Small Business Report on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 HUR Voices. We were talking to William McBurrow, who is the CEO of MC Global Tech.
and you can go to mcglobaltech.com to get all kinds of information about cybersecurity threats facing your small, medium, or large size business. So before the break, William, I was asking you about, or mentioning all the companies who have had data breaches and how it's no longer a big deal because that started several years ago. People are so used to hearing about it. We're just not really paying attention, but these breaches are still occurring. These cyber threats are still occurring. What would you say we should do?
So I think, as a consumer, right, there are good cyber hygiene practices that we all can follow.
I like
right?
that cyber hygiene.
Exactly, right?
Okay.
We get, so wash your hands, wear a mask, don't go online at Starbucks and enter your, mobile banking credentials, right? I mean, we can sort of add those things up. But I think, as a consumer, we should be very mindful of, how we use the internet, because we should be very mindful of the risk. Only go to trusted sites.
I was going to say, if you're during this pandemic, people are ordering groceries online, right? They order the groceries. You have to pay for them online. The delivery people bring them to your door. What do you say? Are you saying those are trusted sites because they're operated by, say, Instacart or your local grocery store?
Yeah, absolutely, right? So a lot of those sites use payment processing services that typically have the best security, right? So on all of these sites, you're able to go and review the security measures they have in place. Now, will the average consumer, be able to read that information and fully understand that? Probably not. However, if you depend on, trusted services, you can have a certain level of, comfort that they're taking a certain amount of precaution to protect your healthcare information because they're legally required to do so, right? I wouldn't necessarily go online to some, site that I've never used before and enter my credit card information into a browser, right?
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily do that. However, there are also additional ways that as a consumer you can make payments online securely. For example, if you have a PayPal account, right? A lot of e-commerce businesses use PayPal. Why? Because you as a consumer don't have to give them your credit card information. Right? You only have to go, their e-commerce systems are tied into PayPal and they never really see your financial information, right? Those payments get traversed over to them, from PayPal. What I will also add though is that, what we do over here at MC Global Tech and, what the, SBDC, focuses on is really on, small businesses and, entrepreneurs. And what really concerns me is that, those are the folks that have a larger footprint, a larger ability to impact regular consumers, right? So what can we do, especially now in this pandemic, as we try to support, local small businesses that are also now, depending on technologies that may be new to them, right? What can we do? Again, practicing those same cyber hygiene habits are ones that we should totally follow. For example, right? Again, only working with, businesses that you trust, right?
I was going to say, William, again, I mentioned there were big companies and corporations that had these data breaches a couple of years ago. And these were companies that we trusted. And there were still data breaches. I'm hoping that as we've I guess, progressed in technology advancement, that these companies won't continue to have these breaches, but they still are, because I still get emails and mail from them stating that there's been a data breach. So
they have IT departments full of people with master's degrees and PhDs and computer science and all this. And they're still getting hacked.
Right.
So here's the bad news, right? And then and then I will give you the good news, right?
Okay, all right.
Because again, technology is constantly changing, right? As technology evolves, so do the risks and the threats associated with that technology, right? So no organization on the planet is immune to a data breach, just none. But especially for businesses, both large and small, there are certain key things that you can do to protect yourself. One, train your users, right? Help them become more cyber aware. Have a cybersecurity awareness training program. There are lots of free resources available on cybersecurity awareness. Two, protect your systems. Install antivirus, right? Encrypt your systems. Use two-factor authentication. Don't just depend on username and passwords. Three, back up your important data. Right? A lot of small businesses go out of business due to ransomware attack because they don't have their data backed up. There's very cost-effective resources available to back up your data. And fourth, know your risk. Perform some type of security risk assessment, even at a very high level, to understand which are the areas that are most vulnerable within my organization, so that we can do something about it. And lastly, consider purchasing cybersecurity insurance, right? Cyber risk insurance.
That's right.
In the event of a security incident, right, you're covered. Because again, security incidents come with costs. Cost for downtime, cost for lost revenue, cost for recovery, cost for potential liability issues. Those are all the things that cyber risk insurance are there for. And if you do these 5 things, it can help you survive a cybersecurity incident, because the reality is cybersecurity incidents are here to stay. And until something fundamentally changes, we will just have to live with them. The idea is, how do you prepare to detect that incident, manage it and recover from it?
Where can you get cybersecurity insurance? Any insurance company?
Most insurance companies now offer it, right?
Wow.
Now, the industry is still evolving, so they're sort of figuring ways to slice it up, right? So, one cyber insurance policy may not cover every eventuality, but most major insurance carriers today offer some type of cyber risk policy.
Wow.
Right.
I didn't know
and
that.
even for a lot of small businesses, even for folks in government contractings, or folks who are subcontracting to larger corporations, having cyber risk insurance is actually a requirement.
That's right.
I didn't know that. That's good information.
So, hey, William, how does the DC SBDC COVID-19 initiative help small businesses address cybersecurity needs?
So I think that's a great question, Carl. And one of the things that we've done at the COVID-19 initiatives is we actually looked at all the issues that we've just covered in the past 20 minutes, and we say, how can we put a program in place to support local small businesses, right? By one, developing a security awareness training to help them and their employees practice good cyber hygiene, right? By providing expert security risk and technology consulting. How can we help them use the right technology to meet their needs the right way in a secure fashion? And by helping them develop, business continuity support and planning services. One of the major impacts to small businesses during the pandemic is, disruption, right? Our lives have been, disrupted. Small businesses have been disrupted. How do you recover from that? The only way you can is if you have a plan in place that says, when this happened, this is what we're going to do. We help small businesses develop and execute those plans.
Well, you know what? We're almost out of time. That was a wonderful summary of what small business owners and large business owners, not just small businesses, large businesses too.
All the reason why we're doing it for small businesses, because William is working with the DC SBDC to provide that service.
Okay, that's a wonderful thing.
So if you need those services, you need to come in and talk to us, because they are provided to you for free for right now.
Right.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Well, it
You know,
has been.
yeah.
Go ahead. You have 30 seconds. Go ahead, William.
I got 30 seconds. So the last thing that I would add is that when you talk about organizations like Target, the real difference between a small business and a Target is that Target can sustain a major cyber incident, right?
Right.
Up to a third of small businesses go out of business because of a major cyber incident. We can help prevent that.
Okay. Well, you have been wonderful. Great information as always, William. You're at mcglobaltech.com, and folks can also come into the DC Small Business Development Center to talk to you or make an appointment to talk to you, right?
Virtually.
Virtually. I forgot about that. So go ahead and
Socially
close us up,
distant.
Carl.
That's right.
Well, hey,
close
this
us out,
is the
Carl.
Small Business Report here on Sirius XM. We'll be back next week with vital information that can help you develop your business.
This has been Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton giving you all the tools you need to succeed on the Small Business Report. Thank you for listening, and be sure to tune in next week at HUR Voices on Sirius XM Channel 141. Please don't forget to like us on Facebook. And for more tips on starting, growing, and financing your business, visit us at thesmallbusinessreport.biz.